Lawyers, accountants, recruitment experts, all jobs done by artificial intelligence. In fact, an estimated 2/3 of today's kindergarten kids will occupy positions that currently don't exist. Welcome to the fourth industrial revolution. Let's get started. Good evening and welcome to the Democracy Gauge. I'm Bongani Bingwa. This is a program centered around the South African experience over the last 25 years of democracy. Now, our education system has been criticized for training children to pass exams instead of teaching them really to think critically. Experts now encourage even preschools to prepare children for the fourth industrial revolution, saying it will require curricula to change to teach kids to think critically and to solve new problems. But is South Africa ready for this change? And that's why we're asking our poll question this evening. Are we ready to embrace the fourth industrial revolution? You can choose from our standard 3 colors. Green is for yes, yellow is for maybe, and of course, no is for red. You can interact with our poll on sabcnews.com. We extend the conversation to Facebook and Twitter. Remember our hashtags, there they are on your screen, SABCDG25 and hashtag SABC News. The fourth industrial revolution and its presence in South Africa has been widely debated, with various experts weighing in on the issue. Our reporter, Glorious Sifako, gave us this report.
The fourth industrial revolution will change the way we live and work. It is an integration between the physical, digital and the biological spheres. It's been said it will require a skilled workforce. The skills needed are critical thinking, creativity, complex problem-solving skills and emotional intelligence, among others.
Let's move away from this isolation of subjects and definitely move away from the coaching style of moving towards exams. And let's do more project-based learning. Let's look at problems and ask our children how they would solve these problems, and then give them the necessary support and empower them to find solutions on their own with the guidance of a facilitator like a teacher.
The fourth industrial revolution will bring with it a rapid advancement of science and technology, which will require huge investments in technology. There are fears that this could widen inequalities and exacerbate social fragmentation.
Research done by the World Economic Forum have shown that the fourth industrial revolution can actually create 133 million new roles in the labor market. However, these roles will be limited mainly to the tertiary sector, the more advanced sector, the sector where you find most of your professional services. So South Africa sits with a major problem, as we are unable to provide a workforce that is able to not only be absorbed into the tertiary sector, but that will be able to be absorbed or be able to absorb the impact of the oncoming fourth industrial revolution.
Van Heerden says there should be a collaboration between government and the private sector to ensure that the skills that are produced by the education system is what is needed in the workplace. SABC News, Johannesburg.
Well, in the studio today, we're joined by Disetso Maluma. He's the author of The Anxious Entrepreneur and Township Biz Fast Track. He's an enthusiast of the evolution of innovation, and he comes into the studio to talk to me now. Disetso, very welcome to you to the Democracy Gauge. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us.
Sure.
So, I mean, let's start controversially. This is a contentious topic. At times, even very senior people in government battle to even define it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fourth industrial revolution, just like any other revolutions, what it means is that as human beings, we've got this ability to create objects unlike any other animal. So we always innovating forward, from electricity to nuclear So many other sort of technological breakthroughs, or even in biotechnology. So many industries are created. So for us to really participate in this fourth industrial revolutions, we must be innovating. So that's the question.
So, I mean, for somebody who's not heard what it even is, a simple definition, what is the fourth industrial revolution?
Okay, let me put it like this. The fourth industrial revolution is innovation. What is innovation? Innovation is piecing two pieces together to make something agile. I'll give a simple example. Take a chair, for example. So say a wooden chair. A wooden chair, it's a combination of, that wood, and then there's geometric structure that allows a person to sit. Another example, give an example of YouTube. YouTube mixes two things. It mixes internet and it mixes video. So when they come together, they create an agile tool that sits on the cloud instead of accessing video through cassette tapes.
Sure, but this isn't just innovation in a generic sense. I mean, even the wheel, you could argue, was an innovation in itself. But we're talking now the world of artificial intelligence. We're talking the world of robotics. I mean, quite frankly, a lot of the jobs that are very common today, we're all encouraged to become lawyers and doctors. A lot of those very skilled jobs will be done by artificial intelligence in the future.
Well, I'm 50-50 on that. You can't code understanding or conscious, so you need a person's mind to really put things together. But artificial intelligence really does sort of automate certain processes. Some processes, the computers can intelligently perform them. So I'm a bit 50-50 that, but we must get on with being innovative.
So here's the problem. We have an education system that already lags behind internationally. We all know the horror studies that emerge every now and again that say our learners are failing numeracy tests, they're failing comprehension tests. In a globally competitive world where many countries are moving ahead, are we going to get left behind?
We are going to get left behind. Like, for example, there's no coding in schools. So almost everything today is operated by some computer software. So that's where maybe the jobs are. And then, but in terms of our education system, we're not innovating or teaching people on how to be participants in innovation.
At the beginning of the show, I read a stat, or at least a fact, that I came across that says 2/3 of the children in creche or kindergarten today will occupy jobs that don't even exist yet.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the beginning, we're always innovating forward with say, for example, biotechnology. Now we've got nanotechnology, which is basically like nano is 1 million of a centimeter. So it's like zooming into 1 meter, 1 million times. So what happens is that doctors can now sort of see things within our body chemistry that they couldn't see before. They can heal certain diseases. So all those are new skills. That's new sort of knowledge. So we need to get our education to a point where everyone is parallel with the latest innovation.
We've got a burgeoning population of young people. Already, in fact, as you and I are standing here, most South Africans are young people. But if we're not equipping them to face this coming future, we're doomed.
I'll give you an example. India's got a lot of programmers. Almost apps today are made in India. So India, in a sense, is ready with coding. So as technology progresses, all sort of the technological innovation in terms of programming, who's going to do them? If it's not us, it's say, for example, it's India or any other country. So we need to really sort of push ourselves education-wise to be at the forefront of innovation.
So if you were invited, I don't know, by the Minister of Basic Education or by a countrywide, a National Parents Association, what would your advice be to educators and to parents about how to prepare their little ones for the coming revolution? I
think it's two things. Well, the parent side, yes, but the system, which can only be changed on the government side. In the last past days, I saw an article saying the Gauteng Department of Education is partnering with BMW, and then they are going to create a school which will teach kids how to make cars. So I think that's one of the things that can be introduced learning systems wherein people are actually doing like they're really building, say if it's cars, if it's coding, they're actually building those codes and see how they work.
Paint a picture of the future. I mean, how are our lives going to be different, say, 20 years from now because of the fourth industrial revolution?
I don't think it's really going to be that drastic change for maybe the majority if we are not prepared. But what will happen is that people, as the inside was saying, below the sort of the tertiary line, will have basically nothing to do if we haven't really upgraded the education system.
So we'll become more unequal as a society.
Yeah, the equal divide will keep increasing.
So practically, I mean, if my grandmother were watching us, what might she expect to see that doesn't even exist today?
That's a tough one. Yeah, like I mean, most of the examples they give
driverless cars.
Yeah, I mean that's already happening.
But it
autonomous
mainstream,
cars,
right?
Well, I think it depends whether it's a specific country. I think it's going to be hard to implement autonomous vehicles in South Africa. So it will really depend on the country's readiness to embrace such technology in terms of, is everyone, say for example, on the internet, is everyone educated to use all these different devices?
So what I'm hearing you say is that, look, the people that are ready for this will steam ahead, but those that get left behind, perhaps, the gap won't be as huge.
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, pick a color. Which one? Are we ready for the fourth industrial revolution? Green is yes, yellow is maybe, red is no.
I'm an optimist, so I'll go with yellow.
Fence sitter, you are.
Yeah.
All right, Criticised Maluma, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, a reminder of today's poll question. Are we ready to face or to embrace the fourth industrial revolution? Criticised says maybe. What do you say? Green is for yes, yellow is maybe, red is no. We'll share some of your views after this break.
Everyone wants a dignified funeral.
That is what a clientele funeral plan can give you. Lasting dignity.
I just want my family to be there, all relaxed, not worrying about paying for anything, knowing that clientele covered everything.
I would like a dignified funeral, and the rest should be invested for my children's future.
Clientele funeral plans pay out in 24 hours. We will even send 200 Rand airtime. You can cover up to 13 people on one plan. Plans include grocery, unveiling, and transport benefit. Plus, you can get all your premiums back.
I told my family, I don't want a fancy funeral. They must come there for a cook sister and a sandwich, and then they must use the rest of the money for their future.
I will never stop paying my monthly premium. To me, paying my monthly premium is as important as buying groceries.
SMS LIFE to 31043 and we'll call you back.
Witness the exhilarating drama between the Morokas and the Mabasos in Generations The Legacy. Weekdays at 8 p.m. on SABC 1. Mzansi for sure.
A royal welcome, please, for a regal southern songstress, Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
When everybody wanted to be doctors and nurses, I stood up and I said I want to be white.
Oh.
The late Joe Slovo called me the Jewish Zulu.
I think it's very sad these days, or I mean for a long while, that a lot of women
blame this on the guys because this is a plot by the women against the women.
We are socialists.
Yes, sure.
All of us.
Be intrigued by hitting topics on the couch with people of the South and stay cultivated as they grace you with cultural entertainment at its level best on stage. Make a date with Dali Tambo as he profiles everyone from all walks of life on SABC Encore DSTV channel 156.
Well, as you know, this is your show, so your views absolutely count here. Let's go to social media and find out what people have been saying. We'll start with Twitter and see what people are saying there. No, but we are ready for land. Wow, we are ready for land redistribution is one view there. Here's one. Too many people in South Africa are not computer literate. So that's definitely going to be an issue then. How can we be ready to embrace the fourth industrial revolution by candlelight and a non-performing education system? I mean, obviously, with continued blackouts, you can imagine the world is just simply moving on whilst we get left behind. That's the sentiment being expressed there. It's widely rumored that no one really knows what the fourth industrial revolution is all about. So how do you expect ordinary people to comment on something they've played no role in, unless you're referring to Popentjies and robot mannetjies running our lives? That's, I'm afraid, exactly what it might turn out to be. Facebook, we've got one view. Christopher says, with so much corruption, I don't think South Africa is ready for that. So a mixed bag of views. We still want to know from you if you think we are ready for the fourth industrial revolution. Do we even know what it is? I think that's sometimes the question to be asked. Now, if you want to be part of our people's view, now next show, all you need to do is send us an email, dg25@sabc.co.za. We really encourage you to send us WhatsApp video notes. Keep them under 30 seconds. Tell us who you are and where you are from. So from the comfort of your living room, you can be part of the show. The number to send those to is 065-862-4548. At the end of the show, I'll throw forward to tomorrow's topic. Now, Miriam Mahlangu, who's lived on a farm her entire life in Brakfontein in Gauteng. That story is coming up next.
It's not about xenophobia.
There are many issues of service delivery, housing, illegal mushrooming of structures.
They are now starting to move to Sandton and to submit a memorandum.
You're not going with tires there. That's all. I will stop this march here.
When we're bending tires in the inner Alexandra, they kept quiet because now we are going where they report. That is why they are having a problem.
We feel really undermined and disrespected that he did not show up to listen to our grievances. He has grown a tendency of only serving the so-called white monopoly capital and has forgotten about black communities. Development must happen either or of all sides because we are equally Batu.
But the people here today are saying service delivery to us, we deserve it.
Like a shooting star, I go. Ooh, like a shooting star, I go.
Phambili wendaba zosaziwayo ukhona to turn that frown upside down.
We'll agree that the best way to spread a story is to include more people.
Get obsessed with the best of the best when it comes to Umkosi. Catch RGB Saturdays at 7:30 only on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.
A royal welcome, please, for a regal southern songstress, Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
When everybody wanted to be doctors and nurses, I stood up and I said I want to be white.
The late Joe Slovo called me the Jewish Zulu.
I think it's very sad these days, or I mean, for a long while, that a lot of women
blame this on the guys because this is a plot by the women against the women.
We are socialists.
Yes, sure.
All of us.
Be intrigued by hitting topics on the couch with people of the South and stay cultivated as they grace you with cultural entertainment at its level best on stage. Make a date with Dali Tambo as he profiles everyone from all walks of life on SABC Encore.
Right, I just told you before the break, of course, that to be part of the people's view, all we need from you is to send us that email, but also we welcome not only your WhatsApp videos, but even your voice notes. There's the number on your screen once again, 065-862-4548. Here's a WhatsApp voice note.
I don't think we are ready.
as we are, as I am sitting here, I don't even know what fourth industrial revolution is. I mean, this is foreign to us.
Listen, we're telling it like it is, right? It's all about your views here on the Democracy Gate. We're asking the question, are we ready for the fourth industrial revolution? Now, as you know, here on the show, we've been crisscrossing the country talking to ordinary South Africans about their lived experiences under democracy these last 25 years. And so today, of course, was no exception. By the way, you can check out all our stories on our elections website, sabcnews.com/elections. Today, we are telling the story of Miriam Mahlangu. Miriam Mahlangu feels really that she hasn't benefited much from democracy since 1994. She was very excited at the beginning. She was one of those proud voters who stood in those snake-like queues. But she says 25 years later, she's got very little to show for it.
Ngazalwa ngo-1958 eMajudeni. Ngenda kwaMahlangu apha ngazokwakha bekha kwambathutha-ke bathuthiswa makhuwa ababetha bayelokishini thina sasala ngaberegi plus 15 years ngihola 30 rand ngoChristmas sithola ikupu or ihloko komo abe yikho mina mntwana into engizuzwa kugovernment into engizuzile ugovernment ethu uthe uwakha amathuba omsebenzi waletha imine phezukwethu ekugcineni sidla isanta yemine ziyaplasta zisigirizela izindlu sesiphila ngembreyi ngiyavaleka ebusuku ngithi ukuphela ngenjina abantwana bangisa kudohotera bathi udohotera lwakho akhulume ukuthi yini udohotera wangitshela wathi sengine-TB and into engikhulu enginganayo mina solo kwafika imine lesi nayibetha into enzima le iza yonke kabuthaka ize idlule kithi apha esiporweni ikhamba kabuthaka sikimile kanengi sukela 2013 siyokulila eVictor Khanya kumasipala ethu zange sithole isizo unokuthi sithole isizo babona ukuthi kula kufanele badle khona yazi angazi ukuthi ngingathini ayikho thina into esizuzile ku democracy next ngithi Toro Metis siyarapela ukuthi kwekwesi sengathi ngathumela uRamaphosa ezengofly azokhithika azokubona ukuthi abantu abavotela idemocracy basahlala endaweni nje basathelelwe ekrabheni yenkomo amanzi na sithenjisiwe amakrebe tot namhlanje akafiki ngazizwa ngijabulile abantwana bangilekelele basifundisa bathi ivili nomkhonto kulapho ke nophumelela khona mara namhlanje ivili nomkhonto ngilibona emalokishini mina nangibuyele endaweni nami ngisemahlakahlakeni vele nje awu angazi ukuthi ngingathini ihliziyo yami ibuhlungu into engifuna ukuthi ugovernment angisize ngayo angifakele electricity nami ngifuna ukuvula wami amakhampani ngifuna ukuvula nami amahoko ngifanane namakhuwa la awa inarha ekhethu akukho le iyakhona kuzuza abantu baphetsheya bayafika bazothatha ilifa lese-South Africa baphaphe nalo bathiya abantwana be-South Africa bangana next kugcwele abantu beMozambique emakekeni wonke akukho umuntu wala usebenzayo banamadishi banama-TV abantwana bethu nakuyibhola bayagijima bayele ekoponi bokubukela lapho nasithenga intshebo mdele siyokubeka lapha sibawe ekubeni mara ngivotile ngingwala ngine-green ID irongo khulu into leyo nasi i-blackboard engitsho ngithi umbuso we-ANC wakakhongolesa awebhalelwe ngobovu sengikhumbula trach emakhuweni ngoba sasidla sisutha amatoho bekamaningi namhlanje kusebenza ama-civet mara impumelelo ayikho.
Well, every day on the show, as you know, we return to 1994 to remind you of the build-up to that first historic democratic poll. So this day, 25 years ago, parties met at the Skukuza summit to discuss issues relating to KwaZulu-Natal. The ANC was adamant the elections would not be postponed.
The four leaders emerged after more than 12 hours of talks, and judging from their facial expressions here at the news conference, all had not gone well.
I feel that we have made good progress in some respects today. On the burning issue and the very important issue of the accommodation and the full recognition of the monarchy of the Zulu nation, of the Zulu kingdom.
Unfortunately, progress could not be made with respect to most of the fundamental issues tabled by His Majesty the King of the Zulus and by the Inkatha Freedom Party, to which the leaders and the delegations of the South African Government Party, National Party and of the ANC could not provide any responsive answer. They still had to consult with their cabinet and with the members of the working group of the ANC before responding.
I would like to say that I would have expected that if there was a separate statement, we should have been informed, warned about it. The second point I want to make is that the IFP wanted the date of election to be postponed. We have emphatically rejected that.
Right, before we say goodbye, let's take a look now at the results for today's poll. There they are popping up on your screen. Remember, we've been asking the question, are we ready to embrace the fourth industrial revolution? 32% of you say yes, 17% say maybe, and a whopping 51% say absolutely not. It's going to be a challenging one, particularly if our education system continues to lag behind. Well, as always, of course, we thank you for taking the time to watch our show and particularly to participate. Tomorrow, we're asking the question, can South Africa overcome the jobs deficit? Can we win the fight against joblessness? Our poll is now open. You can choose from our standard three colors. Green is yes, yellow maybe, red is no. You can of course also view all the profiles featured on today's show as well as previous episodes. This is on our website, sabcnews.com/elections. And of course, we encourage you to also participate. That's it. Until tomorrow, from me, Bongani Bingwa, Ubusuku Benzolo, good night.